listening to the Video Game and Nerd Trivia Podcast with Tony D. Video Game and Nerd Trivia Podcast, your episodic dose of trivia covering all things video games and nerdy. Now, here's your host, Tony D.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Video Game and Nerd Trivia Podcast. I'm your host, Tony, and today we're going to be going over 30 questions of trivia broken down into 3 rounds of 10 questions each. As with every episode, we pick a topic from video game or nerd culture and we go over it, but today we're going to be going over Halloween since Halloween is coming up. For those of you who are new to the show, the way it works is I'll ask you a question, give you 5 seconds of silence, and then give you the answer. Alright, let's play. Round 1. Question 1. What is the main ingredient in pumpkin pie? Yeah, don't overthink it. It's just pumpkin. Alright, question 2. What is the name of the character that's widely known in cartoons as the Friendly Ghost? That is Casper. Question 3. What do witches traditionally fly on? They fly on brooms. Question 4. What do you say to receive candy during Halloween? Of course, that is trick or treat. Question 5. What country known for drinking is believed to also be the birthplace of Halloween? That would be Ireland. Question 6. What do you call a ghostly, luminous image in a photograph? These are apparitions. Question 7. What is the fear of spiders called? This is arachnophobia, also a name of a movie. Question 8. What is the Celtic festival that Halloween originated from? This was Samhain, and over time it was believed that Samhain and All Saints, they kind of syncretized into becoming Halloween. Question 9. Which vegetable is traditionally carved on Halloween? That's, of course, the pumpkin. And in question 10, what famous magician and escape artist died on Halloween in 1926? That is Harry Houdini, aka Eric Weiss. And the story goes is that he was known to be able to take really strong punches in the stomach. So there was a person whose last name was Whitehead who came up to him and asked him about that and if it's true. And Harry Houdini said yes. And the guy apparently didn't let Houdini prepare himself for it and then punched him really hard in the stomach. And he had to be taken into medical care and he had a burst appendix and he eventually died on Halloween. Alright, let's get into round 2. Question 1. What is the term for the fear of Halloween? So this is actually Samhainophobia, which takes that root of Samhain, which is what we just said in the first round, that's one of the kind of inspirations behind Halloween. Question 2. Where is Dracula from? So it's Transylvania, that's the acceptable answer, but specifically for your information, it's a castle in the Carpathian Mountains near the Borgo Pass. It's basically modern day central Romania. So another comment about this, growing up, I remember my teachers telling me in elementary school, telling all the kids that Transylvania is fictional. And only, when I was older as an adult and, have the access to the World Wide Web, internet and all that stuff, that I find out Transylvania was actually real. So there you go. not everything you learned as a kid is true, and you kind of learn as you go through adulthood. Alright, so question 3. What is the term for a fear of the dark? This is a nyctophobia. Question 4. What is the fear of zombies called? I hope I'm pronouncing this right, but this is kinemortophobia. It's derived from Greek, and that kinemorto part, that literally means the undead. If you want to break it down further, the kinemorto breaks down to kinetikos. That's, movement kinetics. And then, of course, mort means death, so moving death, so zombies. Question 5. Lycanthropy refers to the ability to transform into what? This would be a werewolf. Question 6. What's the name for a group of witches? That would be Coven, and the upcoming MCU series Agatha. One of the subtitles was Coven of Chaos. And keep changing that name, but that's how I kind of remember Coven. Question 7. Which presidential administration was the first to decorate for Halloween, led by a president known for planning and supervising Operation Torch and the D-Day invasion of Normandy before he came into office? That would be the Eisenhower administration. Question 8. What's the process of making objects appear larger than they are? So this is called foreshortening. It's basically like an optical illusion. Magicians kind of use it too. For example, you make your arm look shorter by kind of maneuvering it a certain way. Question 9. What do black cats symbolize on Halloween? So they kind of symbolize just general superstition, and in medieval France and Spain, they believed them to be bringers of curse and bad luck. Question 10. Which classic Halloween movie features a headless horseman? That's, of course, Sleepy Hollow. Alright, let's get into the last round here. Round 3, question 1. What is the term for a group of crows? That would be a murder. Question 2. What type of magic do witches use to harm someone? That would be black magic. Question 3. What is the name of the fear of vampires? So that is sanguivorophobia. So again, the roots of this is sangua, which refers to blood, vori, which means eating, so you're having a fear of blood eaters. Question 4. What is the fear of ghosts called? That is phasmophobia. Question 5. What is the name of the 1978 slasher film series with the murderer named Michael Myers? Yeah, don't think too hard about it. It's just Halloween. Question 6. What do kids collect on Halloween night? Of course, that's candy, Halloween candy, all types of Halloween candy, and a lot of other sugary things. Question 7. The iconic mask worn by Michael Myers in the Halloween series was based off a different mask of a famous Star Trek actor. Which actor was this? So this was actually just William Shatner. So it was like a William Shatner mask, and then they bought a bunch of them from the company that produced it, and then they just brushed it up and made it become that iconic Michael Myers mask. Question 8. Which classic Halloween song was recorded by Bobby Pickett in 1962? This is the Monster Mash. Question 9. Where do witches store their magical incantations and spells? They store it in their Book of Shadows. So it used to be that witchcraft was known to be an oral history, but then because they were all getting hunted and things like that, they had to store it into a book so that they can pass it on. Whether this is true or not, I don't know, but that's what people say. And finally, question 10. What is the name of the talking black cat in the movie Hocus Pocus? That is Thackeray Binks. Alright, so that concludes the Halloween episode, and hopefully you had some fun with that. Halloween is coming up in a couple weeks already, so I just thought that this would be a good time to release an episode about not just Halloween, but things kind of adjacently related to Halloween, like scary stuff, phobias, things like that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please rate us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere you're listening to this. It really helps me out and helps the podcast reach more people. Again, you can reach out to me by emailing me at vgntpodcast@gmail.com or by visiting our social media accounts. And, just send me a message. Let me know what you think. Suggest some topics so I could write some questions in the future, and I'll give you a shout out. Again, thank you so much for listening. And until next time, trivia on.